We look at different perspectives, and we have categories of these perspectives. We may not be able to, let's say, cover all the perspectives, so we will be focusing on major perspectives. 4 major perspectives will be the focus of this whole course. Among them, the first important perspective is the functionalism. Functionalism, as the word comes from the function, it is something doing with the functioning of the society. They start with how the society, let's say, survives, how that society works, and how do the social systems created by the society exist, and they continue to exist. What could be the forces which become instrumental in the continuation of that system of the society? So the idea is the understanding the requirements for the survival of a society and the social system. So that is the major feature of functional perspective. So they would like to analyze the working of the society, try to find out what are the forces which become instrumental to the survival of the system of the society. So that's the main idea. So they say that the society functions through different structures. So for its functioning, every society tries to produce different structures, and these structures are needed. Any structure which is not needed may not be there. So every part of the society is there because it is contributing to the survival of the society. So it has a role, it has a function. So long as it performs that function, that part might remain as part of the society. If it does not perform any function, it may not be there. So that is that's where they need the structures in the society. And that is how, in the beginning, just like Parson started with the structural functionalism. Although later on we see that the word structure has been eliminated, it is primarily known as functionalism. So that is how we look at. So the goal is to understand how individual actions are organized through their roles in social institutions. We are looking at how individuals' actions are organized through their roles in social institutions. Well, we see that these roles are learned, and the society arranges the learning of these roles. It provides the situations where individuals learn how to play the roles as participating members of the society. Now that process is technically called as a socialization process. Now that socialization process trains the individuals to play different roles as participating members of the society. And the different institutions contribute to this process of socialization. Family is one of the important institutions for this purpose. Education could be other, and similarly other institutions play their role with respect to training this individual to learn the different roles so that that person becomes functional as an individual, as a member of the group, as a family member, and then later on as part of the system. And that is how that system operates. So institutions contribute to society's basic functional requirement. Each institution is expected to perform a certain role. Family is expected to perform a certain role. Education is expected to perform a certain role. Religion is expected to perform a certain role. Economic institutions are expected to perform the role. Same is about the political institutions. So this perspective is concerned with the overall functioning of the social system, that is the society. Therefore, functionalist school of thought follows the macro-sociological approach. Their focus is macro-sociological focus. Although it's a macro-sociological, but that doesn't mean that they ignore the individuals at the family level where the socialization takes place. So they see how individual actions are regulated by the society. The idea is that the society tries to provide the environment where the individuals are, let us say, groomed, they are, let's say, trained with respect to the performance of different roles which are required for the functioning of the society. So their behavior is regulated by the society through the process of socialization, and socialization takes place again within the framework of the culture of that society. So the culture determines what kind of role is to be performed, what kind of social values are to be inculcated in the personality of the individual. Now, all this process helps in the maintenance of the functioning of the situation, smooth running of the society, or creating some kind of equilibrium in the operation of the society. So we see that equilibrium is the main idea, although equilibrium might be disturbed, but then the system itself has its mechanism to overcome the disturbance in the society. Ultimately, the society again moves to equilibrium. It might be more like throwing a stone in the pond, and there might be the waves, and maybe later on the whole thing settles down. So that is how the society, the focus is on stability, on let's say static kind of situation. The change is there, but the change is more of an evolutionary kind of change rather than let's say a revolutionary kind of change. So for purposes of theorization, the functionalists try to follow the deductive approach, which is a natural science kind of approach. So that is how the functionalists look at the operation of the society.